Hi students, today we are going to discuss about mutual inductance between two long coaxial solenoids. Consider two long coaxial solenoids of same length, that is small l. The length of the solenoids is larger when compared to their radii, so that the magnetic field produced inside the solenoids is uniform. Let A1 be the area of the first solenoid and A2 be the area of the second solenoid. A1 is greater than A2. The second solenoid is inserted into the first solenoid. It is given in the diagram. So here the solenoid which is in a blue color is the first solenoid. So inside the first solenoid, the solenoid which is given in a black color is the second solenoid. So first solenoid has the cross-sectional area A1 and second solenoid has the cross-sectional area A2. Comparatively, A1 is greater than A2. First solenoid has the number of turns, that is N1, and the second solenoid has the number of turns, that is N2, capital N2. First solenoid has the turn density, that is small n, that is equal to capital N1 by L. That is nothing but a number of turns per unit length. Here the second solenoid has the turn density N2, small n2, that is equal to capital N2 by small l, that is nothing but a number of turns per unit length for the solenoid 2. Here L is nothing but a length of the solenoid. We have discussed already, they both has the same length, that is small l. Let I1 be the current passing through the first solenoid that will produce the uniform magnetic field inside the solenoid. Outside there will be no magnetic field. Here I have written the expression for the magnetic field produced within a first solenoid. B1, that is equal to mu naught N1 I1. This expression already we have learned in a topic, magnetic field produced by the current carrying solenoid. N1 is nothing but a turn density of the first solenoid. That is nothing but a number of turns per unit length in a first solenoid. I1 is the source of the magnetic field. I1 is nothing but a current passes through the first solenoid that only produces the magnetic field B1. We know that the magnetic field lines produced within a solenoid are parallel to each other and they are uniform. Some of the field lines are going to pass through the area of the second solenoid. We know that already the number of field lines passes through the particular area is only known as magnetic flux. For your understanding, I am going to draw the outline. Here I have drawn the outline which is in a blue color, that is a first solenoid, and which is in a black color, that is a second solenoid. So I am going to pass the current I1 through the first solenoid that will going to produce the magnetic field B1. So magnetic field lines are parallel to each other like this. Some of the field lines are passing through the area of the second solenoid. That is nothing but they are passing through the area A2. Number of magnetic field lines passing through the particular area, that is only known as magnetic flux. So what is the expression for the magnetic flux? Phi 21, that is equal to integral of B1 dot dA. Here I have written phi 21. That means magnetic flux produced in the second solenoid due to the current which is passing through the first solenoid. That is equal to integral of magnetic field B1 dot area. So you have to integrate to get the complete value. Here we have used the dot product. It can be written as magnitude of B1 and magnitude of dA cos theta. Since we have used the dot product, we have to use the cos theta. Here theta is the angle between the magnetic field line and the normal at the particular area. Here I have taken the second solenoid in the cross-sectional area. This arrow might represent the normal at the area of the second solenoid. Here field lines are also passing in the same direction. That is the direction of the magnetic field line within a area A2. Both are in a same direction. And what will be the angle? Angle that will be equal to 0. Since they are in a same direction, angle will be equal to 0. So theta value can be substituted as 0. So what is the cos 0 value? Cos 0 is nothing but a 1. So that value need not to be mentioned there. So only integral of b1 dA we have. So we can integrate the value. So that will be equal to b1 a2. So on the left side, phi 2 1, that is equal to b1 a2. From the first equation, we get the value of b1, that can be substituted here. So what is the new expression? Here I have written the new expression for the magnetic flux. So I have substituted value of b1 here. Now we are going to multiply number of turns in a second solenoid in both the sides. So it's nothing but a number of turns in a second solenoid is n2. Here also we are going to multiply with n2. But here only slight change will be there. n2 can also be written as L can be taken this side. So capital N2 can be written as N2 into L. So here instead of capital N2, I am going to write small n2 into L. So I have written the another form of the number of turns here. Here it is nothing but a flux linkage. Already we know that flux linkage is equal to, here I am going to write flux linkage, that is nothing but a product of the mutual inductance and the current. Well, we learn about the mutual inductance, we have learned about this. So compare these two equations. Left hand side is equal, then what about the right hand side? Right hand side also must be equal. So it can be written as, here I compare the right hand side of the two equations. So which is a common thing here that can be cancelled. So I1 is a common thing that can be cancelled. The expression for the mutual inductance, that is M21 of the solenoid 2 with respect to solenoid 1. Let us take that expression as a first equation. Similarly, we can find the mutual inductance M12 of the solenoid 1 with respect to solenoid 2. Now let us consider the current I2 which is going to be passed through the second solenoid. That will produce the uniform magnetic field within a second solenoid. That can be given by the letter B2. But remember, outside of the second solenoid there will be no magnetic field. Only inside the second solenoid there will be a magnetic field. So I am going to write the expression for the B2, which is similar to the last case. But remember, N2 is the turn density of the second solenoid, and here who is the source for the magnetic field? I2. I2 is the current passes through the second solenoid, that is only responsible for the production of this magnetic field B2 in the second solenoid. As I have told already, this magnetic field B2 is uniform inside the second solenoid, but outside the solenoid 2 it almost 0. Therefore, for the first solenoid, the area A2 is the effective area over which the magnetic field B2 is present, not area A1. To understand this, let us observe this outline. Here it is the first solenoid. Inside we have the second solenoid. To the second solenoid we are going to apply the current I2 that will produce the magnetic field B2 inside the second solenoid. So inside the second solenoid only there will be a magnetic field lines. So outside the second solenoid there will be no magnetic field. So the field line are passing through the area A2, that is nothing but the area of the second solenoid. That will not cover the entire area of the first solenoid, that is A1. Only in the small portion field lines are passing. So they are passing through the A1. We are going to consider A1, not all area. So the small portion is covered by the magnetic field line, that is only known as magnetic flux. So magnetic flux available only in this area is equal to A2. So that's why we are told we should not take entire area of the first solenoid, we can take a particular area which is equal to A2. In that area only magnetic field lines are entered in this case. So magnetic flux available only in A2. Then the magnetic flux phi 12 can be written as integral of B2 dot dA. Here I have written phi 12, that means magnetic flux produced in a first solenoid due to the current passes through the second solenoid. Here what is the effective area? A2 want to be taken here. So first you have to expand this dot product. So how can we expand that? Magnitude of B2, magnitude of dA and cos theta. Like the previous case, what is the angle between the B2 and area? So B2 is passes horizontally. For example, in this direction, let us take in this direction it is going to pass. And what is the normal in the area A2? That is also in the same direction. So both are in this case also both are in the same direction. So theta will be equal to 0. Angle between them is 0. So cos 0 is nothing but a 1. So no need to mention that. Here we have to integrate the dA. So we have discussed field lines are confined only within a A2, not within a A1. So it can be expanded as. Now we can apply the value of B2 from this expression. So this expression want to be substituted here. From this expression I have substituted the value. Now I am going to multiply both the side. I am going to multiply the number of turns in a first solenoid. So that is nothing but a N1. Here also I am going to multiply with N1. But here N1 also can be written as small n, that is equal to N1 by L. So capital N, that is equal to L, can be multiplied here. So it can be written as small n1 into L. So n1 into phi 12, that is nothing but a product of number of turns and the magnetic flux. That is only known as magnetic or flux linkage. That is only known as flux linkage of the first solenoid. Here I have written the expression for the flux linkage. Compare the left side of the two equations. So both are same. So right side should be equal. So I am going to compare the right side of the two equations. Here I have compared the right hand side of the two expressions. So which is a common thing that can be cancelled. So I2 is a common thing that can be cancelled. So remaining thing, take that as a second equation. From that two equation we can conclude M21 that is equal to M12, because we can compare the right hand side, both are equal. So left hand side must be equal. So that can be commonly written as capital M itself. In general, the mutual inductance between the two long coaxial solenoids is given as, commonly how can we write? So M that is equal to mu naught N1 N2 A2 L. That is a common expression. Here it is a special case. Imagine it is a dielectric medium with the relative permeability mu r is inserted within a solenoid. Then how can we write the mutual inductance? So instead of mu naught you have to write permeability of that medium. So instead of mu naught you have to write nu. So with respect to relative permeability, how can we write? We know that relative permeability is nothing but a ratio between the permeability of the medium and the permeability of the free space. So here you can rearrange mu that is equal to product of mu naught and mu r. So this expression can be substituted here. So M that is equal to, so it is a expression, it is also a expression for the mutual inductance when the dielectric medium is placed within a solenoids.